Alright, well, I've only just started your video, hythloday, and then I'm walking to go pick up my car. Got some new tires. Taking my lovely dog. So, I've only just barely watched your video, but I can see already, I'm going to make a prediction that you entirely missed the point, because I watched enough to see you claim that I said current physics couldn't explain it. No, I think it's possible. I said that we should look to modern physics to explain it. You misunderstood me, perhaps revealing, because I said classical physics. Classical physics can't solve it, and that we'd have to look to modern physics or possibly entirely new physics altogether. Because classical physics can't do it. Do you perhaps not really get, I think, the distinction between classical Newtonian physics and that whole world of physics and modern physics? See, the thing is, there were some enigmas left in classical physics that when they sorted out, they contradicted some of the classical ideas. So, the bottom line is that obviously nobody can explain the subjective experience. As I said in my video, I believe in classical physics you could explain how a device might operate like humans, though probably not in the end, but it's conceivable. But what it doesn't explain is why there's this subjective point of view. What would fire up suddenly instead of just behaving in a complicated way, the thing has a self-conception of itself behaving. There's no explanation to that. I mean, if you think otherwise, well, give it, man, because there is no explanation for that. There's some people trying, but it's a very, at best, a very young scientific endeavor, basically. It's been well beyond the reach of us. And there is literally nothing in science that speaks about why we're having a subjective experience. You can have computational theory, like for example, the work done on neural networks, and you can show how behavior might be generated classically, is my point. But behavior isn't the question. We're not asking how can it behave that way. We're asking why it has a subjective experience, So, I think, once again, your listening comprehension is kind of weird. You could blame me. I'm willing to blame our differing intellectual metabolisms for why there's so much miscommunication, but that's just me being nice, because really it just looks like you can't listen too well. I said it can't be explained with classical physics. The other thing is just, I think that the whole idea that pointing to something like dark energy, I'm not saying how it might be involved, and I don't think it is involved. I was just using an example of something we know about things we don't know, so to speak. But that's where science really is going, right? So those are not fantasy, those are more real than anything else.